Good evening, friends. This is Pradeep from Tech and Training Corporate Solutions once again with a new video on Planner and Teams. So today we are going to learn about Planner and Teams, and we are going to see how can we do the collaboration using Teams. So there are a lot of learning today which will include the learning from yesterday. So before I get started, let me once again request you to make a note of it, to make the donation on PM's Care or any charity organization of your choice. If you want to see the link, you can see the link on the screen, or else you can also use the QR code to join to make the payment. Here, this is the schedule, and today we are on the third day of this training program, Teams and Planner. And I'm sure most of you would have already joined this webinar. We are ready to get started with this training program. So this is the playlist, and this is a shorter URL of the playlist where we are uploading all the videos. You can see the recordings of the last two training programs or webinar on this URL, which is tinyurl.com/15-day webinar. We will be posting all the recordings henceforth to this playlist only. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our video. This is my introduction. You can read it so you get to know who you're getting trained by. I will highly appreciate if you could go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the channel. In the last 2 days, we have increased the subscribers by almost 200 subscribers. So I really thank all of you to going to our YouTube channel and subscribing. There are plenty of videos including mobile tips and tricks. There are a lot of productivity hacks that I have given over here. I'm sure you will love to watch those videos. And this is my LinkedIn URL. I will also appreciate if you leave a comment on my LinkedIn profile about this session. Few announcements before I get started. It's a one-way communication, as I've been telling you, that what I can speak, you all can hear, but I cannot hear any of you. So, what I would request all of you to do is please post your questions in the question and answer panel. My colleague Prashant will be responding to your questions promptly, and certain questions, certain useful questions, I'll definitely take up. So, let me also tell you yesterday I received feedback from a couple of people that I have not answered their questions. There are two things that I would request you. First thing, if I don't answer your questions, that can only mean that I am being bombarded with a lot of questions, and because of the time constraint, I may not take up questions. But today I've decided that like last 5 minutes I'll spend only with questions, 5 to 10 minutes. And one more thing, if I'm not responding to your question, my colleague Prashant make sure that he responds to those questions. Yeah, but just in case, because of the frequency of questions, if we forget to answer any of those, please forgive us. And at the end, I will appreciate if you could give me the feedbacks. So your feedbacks are highly appreciated. So from here onwards, let's get started about Planner and Teams. Now, when we talk about Planner and Teams, these are very important applications. So let me open my browser. Now, on my browser, once again, I will ask you to go to this website, which is portal.office.com. When you go to portal.office.com, when you press enter, that will take you to this application list of your Office 365 portal. This portal will have all the applications that you have been assigned to by your organization on Office 365. Over here on this particular portal, I'm clicking on Planner. Just in case if you don't find the application that you're looking for, you can click on all apps, and here you get to see the application Planner. Now, what exactly is Planner? First of all, let me start from the basic introduction of Planner. Planner is nothing but a mini project management tool. When I say mini project management tool, here you can create a project plan and you can share that project plan with your team members. You, as well as your team members, will work together on these plans. So today you will see me and my colleague Prashant both will be interacting on this planner website, and I will be assigning some tasks to him, and he will also be assigning some tasks to me. So Prashant and I will be working together on this planner board. So first thing, I will appreciate all of you open the planner website. And here, once we come to the planner, let me start from the scratch. How do we create a new project plan? So I go to new plan, and here I can start from the scratch. I can give the name of project plan, and then I will go ahead and I'll click on public and private. Now public and private plan are here when we talk about public and private, public means anyone in the organization can see the plan, and this is nothing but private, as we have discussed yesterday. So I can start from the scratch, but if I start from the scratch, I will be asked to enter the names of all the members. Now, my project plan may contain hundreds of members, and it may not be possible for me all the time to type in the name of each and every member. So I will start with existing Office 365 group. Now, if you remember yesterday, we created one group which is 15 days webinar. So this group was created in Microsoft SharePoint. Yeah. Now understand, the group once is created, you can use that particular group in Outlook. You can use that group in SharePoint, Teams, Planner, Power Apps. The same group can be used everywhere. So I'm now using the same group, and I'm going ahead with plan name, that is, let's say, 15 days webinar. When I go ahead 15 days webinar plan, I have written the name, and I'm now clicking on create plan. Now, see, this is nothing but my planner board. Now, when I talk about planner, here we have different buckets. So this is nothing but to do bucket. This is, we can add different buckets. Now these buckets are nothing but categorizing the tasks, right? So this is to do bucket. I give the name of the bucket as team member. So I've created a bucket of team member. So there are two buckets. Now let's understand the task, and then I'm going to come to bucket. So here I've created to do, and this is team member. So this task, I'm creating a task. Now why am I creating a task? I am creating this task because generally, without planner, what generally I have seen the practice is people send emails. Now it may happen that you are assigning a task to a team member, let's say 10 to 20 people, and there are hundreds of tasks which are being assigned to different people. Now the problem is, at the end of the week or the month, you yourself have forgotten how many tasks have been assigned to how many people. It may happen that you have assigned a task to a particular team member, you've forgotten to track that task, and your team member also has forgotten to work on that particular task. Now, when you remember that that task was to be done, at that time, you both will find yourself in a firefighting situation to complete that task. Yeah, this is a normal scenario or normal challenge with the email approach. If you replace that email approach with planner, so if I have a particular task to be done, I will come here to the planner and start creating different tasks. One more practice that I've seen in corporates, that people maintain Excel sheets. The biggest problem with Excel sheet is a personal one. Every time if I have to share that Excel sheet with my team members, I'll create an attachment and send it across to everyone. Again, the problem with that Excel sheet does not get synchronized with team members version of Excel file. So every time you have to update, you have to send an email, and at the recipient's situation, if I talk about, they will have multiple version of the same file. That means every day you are sharing them a particular file with list of all the tasks. Now the problem with those tasks is, if they miss the file, they will land up in a wrong file, and it may create a problem for your project. So looking at these situations, Microsoft has created planner, and let's see now how easy and simple it is to create plan and execute the plan. So let's say I create a task. Now these are the tasks that I have created. Let's say create the webinar series, right? What I want to do is due date. Let's say I would like this to be completed by 22nd. I want Yogesh to work on this, and I am clicking on assign task. I give the name as create the webinar series. Sorry, I assigned the wrong tasks to Yogesh. So let me remove it and let me come on to this and assign task to, let's say, Yogesh. And now I close this task. So this create webinar series has been assigned to Yogesh. Now one more task, let's say I prepare the schedule for webinar. Then again I use the due date as 22nd, assign it to Yogesh. Now I have assigned these tasks at task. Now one more task, create YouTube playlist. I am assigning this to Harshita and Prashant, and I click on add task. Now likewise, the way I'm creating task, Prashant is also assigning a task to me on the same project plan. So we will see Prashant's task very soon. This is the project which is 15-day webinar plan, and you will see Prashant's task that he is going to assign to me on this board. Now I click create one more task. Now sorry, I shouldn't have named it as team member. I should have named it as important tasks. Now I click here and create one more task here. Now this particular task will also contain subtasks. So let's understand how do we assign tasks and certain activities within the task. Okay. So the activities that we have is marketing plan. When I'm creating marketing plan, I would like Harshita to work on this marketing plan. But I also want certain additional task which comes under marketing plan to be created. So I have created this plan, which is marketing plan. I'll click on that particular card. Now see, this is nothing but important. So we have different buckets to do an important task. Which bucket should it come under? So this is an important task. It should not be just in to do. So I can select the buckets here. Second, progress, in progress or completed. So we have the status of that particular task that we can add here. Now I can start. I want her to start immediately. Yeah. Due date, I'm assigning till 30th of this month. She has to complete it. Now I can write notes. Do complete the checklist. Yeah. Now here I have checklist. Now in marketing plan, what I want to do is create WhatsApp post, create FB marketing plan, design emailers, then YouTube marketing plan. Okay. Now here we have created this. Now what I want here, because these are very important activity, I'm clicking on show on card. So these activities will be visible on the card. Now what does that mean? We'll come to know as soon as I'm closing this particular activity. Now here attachment. Now attachment, if I have any particular document, I will attach it. So let's say I go to file, and here we have some webinar content, and I'm creating Teams setup. So this is a document that I've given. I can make any one of these activities visible on the card. So now what we need to do here is I'm writing some comments. Consult good marketing agency too. So I've written something for her, and now what I'm going to do is click on send, right? Now, as you can see that this is 15-day webinar plan. Here I have created this marketing plan. Now, when I wrote that thing on the card, here everything of these sorts are visible. So you remember when I clicked on 1 to 4 of these activities are listed here. So what we have done here is these cards, and you can see the status. You can see there is some comment in this particular card. There is one attachment, and there is a checklist. So when Harshita starts working on it, she will automatically keep all these checked. I can assign more than one person this task. Now, let me also compare this task with Outlook task. Now, when you talk about Outlook task, you can create this mini task in Outlook also. But in Outlook, there is a serious problem with these tasks. At a time, you can assign one particular task to one person. Like I have assigned two people the task, that is Harshita and Prashant. Multiple people can be assigned in this particular task. So one task I have assigned to myself. Now, so here we have created multiple tasks. Now, we also have something which is called as slips. These slips are nothing but like we have something in planner, we can create multiple slips and we can tag. So let's say if I talk about check, I checked here. This is nothing but categorization of these activities and tasks that we have. Yeah. Now when I close it, we here do you see this a small category which is coming over here? We have created this category, and this kind of category can be assigned to any particular task. So when we assign those activities, we can get these activities with some categorization. Now one thing, whatever tasks that have been assigned or have been created, see I have created some tasks here. Once I have created, it goes into the completed task activity. So here, this task is now complete. Let's say I assign tasks for me. Now, I'm just creating another activity which is tasks for me. So I'm creating plan webinar topics, due date, let's say again 30th, assigned to myself, add task. Then create flow of webinars. Again, sorry, this is already there. I'm assigning myself. This requires assignment. I'm assigning myself to both these tasks. Okay. So there are some tasks where I have been assigned, and there are some tasks which I have assigned to others. Now here, all these tasks which I have created and assigned, when I go to my tasks, here I can see only the tasks that I have, that where I have been assigned. So these are the tasks where I have been assigned. So let's say I complete this particular task and this particular tasks. So when I go to my task, you can see that the tasks which have been assigned to me are added over here, and the tasks which are assigned over here, these are the tasks which have not been started. Now let's say there are some tasks which are in progress. So I open this tasks and I say progress. Again I go over here, which is my tasks, and you can see this is in progress. There are multiple categories. Now there are multiple views in this plan. So what are the multiple views? Let's talk about those multiple views. I come to this board. At the moment I am on board view. I go to charts. Now here it gives me a nice look of all the tasks which are started, not started, in progress, late, completed, to do, important task. This is bucket wise schedule, and it also gives me priority, how many tasks are medium priority, how many tasks have been assigned to Pradeep, Harshita, Prashant and Yogesh at the moment currently. So here it also gives you a nice chart view. So let me give you an example. If you remember at the beginning, I spoke about a scenario where you have assigned plenty of tasks to different people. Once you have assigned plenty of tasks to different people, you yourself will forget how many tasks have been assigned to others. Here, it gives you a nice view of all the tasks which the people are working on and how many tasks have they been assigned. I can also go to schedule view, and here I see very nice schedule view in the calendar form. So I can see how many tasks are going to be performed today. Marketing plan. Here there are two tasks, marketing plan and prepare schedule for webinar. So these are different activities and these are different tasks which I have created, and this is month view, week view, multiple views. I can even go to my board once again, and I can filter the tasks which are late, the tasks which are due today, tomorrow, this week, depending on the priority, depending on the assignment. I want to see how many tasks are assigned to Pradeep or Harshita now, or Prashant. How many tasks Prashant is assigned to? So likewise, I can easily go ahead and do the filter to these activities. So it's a very nice view of creating project plan. Here I have group bucket and assign to progress. Again, I can group all these things. So I'm grouping it with respect to assign to. I want to see how many the activities are assigned to Pradeep, how many activities assigned to Prashant, how many of them are completed. So there are multiple views, multiple buckets, multiple filters that you can work with in the project plan. Yeah. So like I said, this is nothing but a mini project plan where you and your other team members can work together. Now here, there could be many times that many people are working together on this project plan. So it is nothing but a platform of collaboration where you can collaborate with others and others can collaborate with you over here. One important part, the project plan that you create here is visible to everyone. So that means I have assigned some task to Harshita. This activity will be visible to each and every member of this team. It is not possible that this particular project plan will not be visible to them. So likewise, you need to ensure that some confidential tasks should not be assigned in planner, because this is going to be a public thing. So friend, now there are different ways to deal with this situation as well, but this will be a very shorter session where I can talk about various situations and scenarios. Yeah. So let me do a quick recap of what we did just now. What we did, we learned about how do we create a 15 days webinar plan. Now, how did we create that? We went to new plan and we went to add an existing group. And if you remember, yesterday we had created this group in Microsoft SharePoint. So this is the group 15 days webinar which we had created, and these were the members who were added to this particular project plan. And the same group I have used over here, which is 15 days webinar. When I created the same group over here, this particular project, this group got created. I created multiple buckets, I created multiple cards and the checklist, comments, adding files, lot of things we have done. Then we also learned about these boards, working with boards, charts, schedule, then members, filters. There's one more thing. If you want to make some detailed notes, it is here, which is nothing but notebook. Now this notebook I'm not covering as of now. That is because this is nothing but a part of OneNote that we are going to learn tomorrow. So friends, let me tell you, tomorrow you've got a very important session, which is how do we make notes, yeah, and collaborate these notes with other team members. So please do not miss tomorrow's session. Now, coming back to filters and all those things, we have learned about how do we filter the task activity, how do I find out how many tasks are to I have assigned to one particular person. So see, I hope you're getting why Microsoft has created Office 365 platform, so that you start sending less email and work more on the tasks and different activities that we have. So friends, that's it for Planner as of now. I'm now moving on to Teams. So before I go ahead and move on to Teams, let me take up few questions and then I'll move on to Microsoft Teams. Here, first thing is, can I share Planner outside my company who does not have Office 365? What you can do is you can give a guest access to people who are outside the organization, but you cannot expose the entire project plan to an outsider. Can we graph like completed percent, all those things? So here when we talked about charts, here the question was, can we create area wise? See, let me tell you this thing, this may not be possible. This is not possible in Planner directly, but what you can do is, here you can go and export this project plan into Excel, and then in Excel you can do any customization that you want. So at the moment it will be difficult for me to export the data to Excel and then create custom chart. But here at the moment, these are the different charts that you have. And then I also mentioned about filtering the data. You can use this in combined with bucketing to get the desired result. Okay, if any task is not started on time, can we send reminder? Let me tell you, Planner automatically sends email to the people whose tasks are going to be started or who are delaying the task. So this is how, these are the questions. I may have missed certain questions, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up those questions later. I think that's it for now. What we can do is now we are going ahead and going to talk, going to jump into Microsoft Teams. So first thing that we will go ahead and work with Teams is, this is nothing but Microsoft Teams. Now what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to start from the scratch of creating a Microsoft team. When I want to create a Microsoft team, I'll go ahead and click on join or create a team. Here you can create a team or you can join with a team code. Now team code I'm going to come to later. First let me create a team, and then if you want someone to be added to that particular team, how can that be done? I'll talk about it right now, in this particular, in the next few minutes. So first thing is create a team. I can click on create a team and I can build a team from scratch, right? So last time I created from form, or else let me create from the existing group itself, and I'm creating in Office 365 group. Now here if you see 15 days webinar is already here, and I click on create. The reason I did not choose from scratch is because I had to type the name, that is one part, and the second part we have just now learned about planner. So I would like to use the same planner into this team. That's the reason I have not created a new team from scratch. So friends, here we have created a new Microsoft team, and I now want to invite others. If I want any person to join this team, then there are various ways I can go ahead and add member. But I'm now going to talk about that team code. Just now I showed some team code that you can even send team codes to someone who you want to join this team. So what we need to do is, as soon as I create a team, I see this eclipse, I click on that eclipse, and then we have to go to manage team. When we go to manage team, here I have multiple options, and I'll click on settings. When I go to settings, here I have something that is called as team code. I'll generate a team code, and whatever team code that gets generated, I will copy that and paste it and send it to the person who should be a part of this team. Now, let me give you one more answer here, that you cannot send a team code to an outsider to join a team. It should be only within the organization people can use team code. If a person is an outsider, then this guest permission should be enabled. Now here, enable channel creation, allow guest to delete channel. So guest, by default, guest permission should be enabled by your IT department. If that is available, then you can assign what amongst these activities to be performed by guest. I can try that. Now, second thing, member permission. You can try these permission. How many of these activities should they be able to do and not do? We can create those things. So I think you guys can explore these options. How to come to this particular screen? 15 days webinar. I click here, and then I go to manage team. When I click on manage team, I come to this settings panel, and in this settings panel, I have these different options. Now, once I have created a team, I can then create different channels. Now what these channels are, let us say I have a particular team and there is a core team as well. So I can create different channels with core team separately within the same team, or I can create channel for different contexts. So let me talk about both the things right now. So here this is a general and this is add channel. So I'm creating a webinar channel. Here I have standard accessible to everyone and automatically show this channel to everyone's channel list. I check that and I click OK. Now what I've done is I have created a separate channel. Now this channel is nothing but subgroup within the main group. Yeah, I'm using the wrong term group, but that is something which is easy to understand. So this is a team and this is sub team. We can even say it that way. Now, when I talk about this webinar, I can say hi all. So I can do a normal chatting over here. Yesterday, one person asked me, we create a team site in team, and we also have Microsoft Teams. So what is the difference between team site that we create in SharePoint and the team Microsoft Teams? that we have right now. So whatever I'm going to talk about right now are going to be the key differentiator between both the things. First differentiator in Microsoft Teams site in SharePoint and Microsoft Team is quick chat application. So this is nothing but quick chat. So I'm saying hi to all the team members. Yeah. So even my team members will say hi, respond, and all those things. Now I can tag someone, like let's say I'm tagging Prashant. Hello, how are you? What I've done is I have tagged Prashant. Now, when he tags to me, when he mentions me in any of his posts, I will receive the tag similarly. Yeah. Now, see, Prashant has just sent a message to me, and if I am not looking at that particular channel, first of all, that channel got in bold, but I get some activity here. In activity, I see that Prashant has said something to me. So it quickly jumps over to that particular channel. He said, I am fine. Now, let's say this, if I say hi all, let's say Prashant is saying just hi, he is not tagging me, but I'll just wait for his message. If he says hi and if he doesn't tag me, I will not get any notification in the activity box. It will just be in my box and I will not get any special notification. Now, why am I saying that? This is very obvious to all of you. But let me share something. Here, Prashant has just written, I am fine, and now I did not get any notification. But let's say I have something important. And what I would like to do is, I want everyone to get this notification. So, how do we do it? At the rate Prashant, at the rate Harshita, at the rate Yogesh. So, I don't want to spend time because in my team, I may have hundreds of people. So what I'm going to do now is, let's say here, this is a channel. I click over here and there is an option, channel tag. It is there in the Teams menu, not the channel. So I click on manage tags. Now when I talk about manage tag, I'm creating a particular tag. So let's say all team. Or let's say I'll keep it short, all. And here I'm creating a tag well in advance. I'm adding all the people. Prashant, Pradeep, Harshita, and Yogesh. Now let's say I add some other person, Ramnath. Now since Ramnath is not within this team, even though he's in the organization but is not in the team, I won't get his name. Yeah. So now I click on create a tag. Now what does this tag means? Whenever I use this as a tag, at the rate all. Now all means everyone get that notification. So understand the importance of this tagging feature. If I want to grab the attention of each and every team member, then I will create a small tag and send it to all. So what I've done is I have created a tag and I've sent this tag to every person out there. Now, next thing that I'm going to talk about. This is about tagging and chat part. One more thing before I move on to the next part. Here I can add multiple apps. Now, one of those apps which is nothing but forms. Yesterday we learned about forms. So I can use this form to do a quick poll. How is this training? Good. Needs improvement. I can check multiple answers or I can add multiple options. And then I can go to next. And then this is how it will look like. I click on send. Now, so here, this is the form or poll. I click on good and you can see the status here. Sorry, I forgot to click on submit. When I clicked on submit here, you will get status which is good. So friends, what I've done is I have created a small poll and that poll can now be used to get the responses from different people. So that is one thing. Second thing that I'm going to talk about now is working with files and attachments. This is also a very important thing. Now, when we talk about working file and attachment, like any other attachment, it's a very simple thing. So it says we are setting up your thing. I can do the attachment from the recent file, from any Teams channel, from OneDrive, or upload something from my computer. So I select something from my computer, and let's say I go ahead and select team steps. Follow the steps. Yeah. So when I type follow the steps, I click here and automatically I've got the file here as an attachment. I can add as many files as I want over here. So that is the reason why I'm spending time with this attachment thing. This is the file. So I have added 2 files. Now there is something these steps which I want my team members to take a look at this particular file. So what I'm going to do is I'll come here and click on PDF, and which PDF is here? Teams PDF, team steps. So I click on it and I can save. Now what exactly happens? This gets added as a new PDF document, and I can scroll and I can see and read it. What is the importance of a tab? The importance of a tab is every person in the team will find this new tab and they will take a look at this particular new document. Now, let's say I create a new file right now, that is Word file. This is a document that I have created just now, and I'm saving it on my desktop. New document, and I'll put it on desktop and click save. Now I close this and I go ahead and do the attachment once again and say new document. Yeah. Now what I want everyone in my team member to contribute something. So I type all, please edit this document. So if you remember, when we were learning about OneDrive, that time we learned that multiple people can work together. So now I'm going to add this document and I want everyone to work over here. So I click here and I select new document and I click save. So since this is a Word document, I will get Word editor, and every person who are within my team will be able to view this document and edit this document simultaneously. If you remember the first day when we learned about OneDrive, that time we did try this particular exercise where multiple people working on the same document together at the same time. So here you will see that this document is being worked upon by multiple people, and everything that we generally do in Word is possible. I can do editing, I can review the document, or I can open it in desktop app if I have to do something more. And this is a collaboration platform for every our team member. In OneDrive, the disadvantage is when a document has to be shared, every time I have to select the people who the document is to be shared with. But here, when I've created a channel, I can share with all those people who are the part of that particular team. Now, so this is how I can work with. Now, it may also happen that this document is a confidential document and I don't want to share it with everyone. So in such case, I should have done this before uploading the document. I have the flexibility of creating a team or channel with subgroup members as well. So standard, it says accessible to everyone. I'll select private, only specific people. And when I click next, it will ask me who all needs to have the access to this file. At the moment, I'm not getting into the details. You can explore this option. You can create a sub channel with selected group of people as well, and that will be a locked team. Not everyone will have access to that particular channel. It works that way. So friends, so far what we have learned in Teams is simple communication with different people and sharing the document and using the tabs. I come back to my posts. Remember, all these files that you have on the screen are getting stored in your files tab. Now these 3 tabs are by default you will find in every team: post, files, wiki. Now when I talk about file, here you will see all those files which are available here. But if you would like to open this document without opening Microsoft Teams, what you need to do? Simple click sync. You remember yesterday in the document library, we have spoken about syncing the document library. I can click on sync and see this lady comes up again, and my OneDrive is here. I click on sync once again. I think it is getting synced, and let me open my folder here, and this is 15-day webinar. Do you see? So when I sync that folder, I think this is the same Teams. This is the SharePoint site, and here is general and webinar. So webinar, we don't have anything. In general, we have something which is new email, new documents, and Teams steps. So let's do a trial run. This is webinar. There is nothing here. I come here in webinar and I add document. So it is again taking some time. Test file and send. See, test file is available here. How fast is it? Right? So yesterday we learned about document library. So here it is, the document library that we have. That document library concept works here as well. So these files are nothing but a mini document library that has automatically got created using Microsoft Teams. So every file that you share are available here. Now, let us talk about the next thing. Quickly, if I want to chat with someone, I really don't have to go to that particular person's space or window and start chatting. I can simply use a slash and type chat. Then I can type the name of the person, Prashant. Hi. Right? Now when I press enter, automatically this chat option is going to go to him. So when I said hi, he also said hi. Now, likewise, there are a lot of cheat codes. Slash call. And I can directly call him. So I don't want to call him right now, otherwise this call will get disconnected. I go back to my chat application or team once again, and when I come here, what I want to do is, let's say there is something which is very important with this message. I click on save. I go to other meeting and there is something again important. I click on save this message. This is also something important. I click on save this message. So I have the habit of saving some important messages. Like we have star mark in WhatsApp. This is something similar. Now where do I find these saved chats? Again, I click here, slash saved, enter. So all my saved lists are here. See here, I just clicked on slash saved and everything comes here. So friends, do try these slash commands or these chats in order to get quick access to certain features of Teams. Now, at the end, I'm going to talk about two new features. So friends, I'm not talking about making calls, video calls and all those things, because you already are very good at that. Now I'm going to talk about two important features, and one of those features I'm using right now. The first feature is here. I click on calendar, and here I can use this calendar to set up the meeting. Now all the people right now, all amongst you, there could be some people who would not see this calendar. Now let me tell you, this calendar does not belong to Team, but it belongs to Outlook. So if your Teams account is not the same as of Microsoft Outlook, then you will not see this calendar. So let me give you a simple example. The people, those who have used Gmail account to sign up to Microsoft Teams, will not have this calendar as of now. And they will not be able to synchronize their calendar with Microsoft Teams. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a meeting here. So I want to, first meeting is, I can immediately click on meet now, and when I click on meet now, I can invite people, those who are going for this meeting. Second thing, I can schedule a meeting. Now here I have two options, schedule meeting and live events. I can click on schedule meeting, and this is like a regular meeting invite. Webinar planning, Prashant Okay. Now here I have created that meeting. I can add channel where, I mean, in order to invite people, I can add this meeting invite to other people who belong to this particular channel. So if I have to add other people, I need not even select these attendees. I can directly go ahead and click on add channel and click on send. So automatically a meeting invite will be sent to all the people, and it's like a normal regular meeting. So let's see, I have created this meeting. So I can open this webinar planning and I can quickly join that meeting. Second thing is, let me go back to team. Yeah. So since I had selected this particular channel, this meeting invite has been placed here. So all the people of this particular team or channel can be a part of this meeting. So I don't need to specifically send invites to everyone. Whoever is in this channel can attend the meeting. Next thing. So this is how we simply add a meeting. Now I click here, and here we have something which is live events. When I click on live events, here, this is normal live event that we have. Now, what is so unique about live event? Let me first tell you the difference between a meeting and a live event. Meeting here can be a regular meeting where the normal Zoom call or WebEx call that you may have attended, it's something similar to that, where every person comes onto a meeting and you can share your screen, you can share your whiteboard and stuff like that. Here in live event, I can share, others cannot. I can share my screen, but others won't be able to share their screen, or others won't be able to communicate. But why would anyone choose live meeting over scheduled meeting? The difference between live meeting and scheduled meeting is live meeting can address up to 10,000 users, but normal meeting can have only up to 250 members. So this live webinar at the moment is being addressed to more than 8 to 900 people at the same time. This wouldn't have been possible with scheduled meeting. That is the basic difference. Now let me show you, when I create live meeting, let me walk you through the steps. I won't create or I won't join the live meeting right now, but I'll just show you the steps. So this is webinar testing. Yeah, location teams. I can select the date, time, I can write about the meeting. Now we have here, let's say I add Prashant. Now Prashant and I are the part of this meeting. Now here there is something which is called as producer. I'm changing that to presenter. So I'm making myself presenter and I'm making Prashant as producer. And I click next. Now when I do next, there are three things which are three options, and these are very important options. The first option is people and group. Now this people and group is going to be from the same organization. So let's say I have a channel and I just need to add that channel over here, so everyone in that channel will be a part of this meeting. Yeah. Now I can do organization wide meeting. Let's say you're working with any big organization and there are some 1,000 users or 5,000 users want to be a part of this meeting. I can simply click on organization wide and I can set up the meeting. What happens in organization wide meeting? All the people, if I send this meeting invite to any person across the organization, they'll be able to join it. If that link goes to an outsider, those people cannot be a part of this meeting. Public is open to everyone. Here no sign in is required. Yeah, public is open to anyone. Any person who gets access to the link will be a part of this live meeting, right? Or live event. Now here there are few options given, like recording available to producers, presenters, available to attendees, captions, translate language. So here I can select up to 6 languages. So whatever I'm speaking, that gets translated to other people. Attendee engagement report. That means if I want to see how many people have joined my meeting and what was their attention span. That means if a person has joined at 5:10 and leaves at 5:15, attention span is just 5 minutes. So I can even calculate that attention span, although the report does not calculate attention span. You will have to do it on your own. But it does give you the multiple entries of a person. Then we can enable question and answer. So like what you're using question answer right now, we can do that. And when we click on schedule, schedule like this gets created. So see, I have created all the schedule for all 15 days of webinar training. Yeah. So here you can see all the schedule I have already created, and every day what I need to do is just click here and join the meeting. Now, before I wrap up this session, let me show you another screen, which is producer screen. So now I'm going to ask Prashant to share his screen. I will have to stop the sharing and share Prashant's screen, and here you will be able to see him as a presenter. So see, friends, this is the presenter screen. Here what I can do is, this is the screen which is queue. That means there is another presenter who's in the queue. So I can click on this at the moment the other presenter is not ready, because I have stopped sharing, so my screen is not available. If I turn on my camera, then here it will be available. I click here, that video will be visible on this window. So that's queue. This is already going on, and this is something which is the next person. So the moment producer clicks on send live, it comes on the live window. I repeat thing, this is little confusing as I'm not able to show it to you on the screen properly. But see, this is nothing but the desktop screen, and this is the window which is now visible on this particular desktop. Now, if I click here, that screen comes here, right? But the presentation is already going on in the screen. Let's say I am the speaker who is already doing the presentation, and there is a second presenter in line whose icon is visible here. I click there, it shows in the screen. That means that next presenter is ready. As soon as the presenter on this window ends, I can click on send live. And when I click on send live, automatically that live will come here and the presentation goes on. So this is how the presentation happens. This is a producer screen, and here you can see that this is how a small screen looks like. So friends, as you can see here, that you have seen the producer screen, it looks completely different. If you have got little confused with the producer screen and the presenter screen, just understand, unless and until you practice, I could not show that properly. Actually, I did not plan to show that, otherwise I would have taken the screenshots. But that is how there are two screens. One is the demo screen, where you can see how the next presentation is looking like, presenter is good enough or not. And then when you click the live button, it goes live and people can see the presenter. Now, one last thing, I'll tell you that you can even do the meeting with a person, or you can be a part of that meeting using the mobile phone. So take a look at the screen. How can we use the mobile phone to join the meeting? As you can see, this is nothing but a meeting or Teams screen on mobile. The moment you click on join here, this screen comes up. On the screen, let's say both of us were on audio call, and if you want to share the screen, see how it is. You click here, you drag here, automatically the screen comes up. So here video, audio, and speaker. When you click on these three dots, it goes to the next screen, and you have to click on the share. Once you click and share, it goes on share the screen. When you click on the share the screen, this is how the screen looks like. This is nothing but a mobile screen, and this was the screen at my end, right? So we both were doing the call using mobile as well as desktop. I was on my laptop, and he was on his cell phone. So this is how we do the meeting with Microsoft Teams. So there are a lot of tips and tricks that I still have not covered about Microsoft Teams, which can be done using the Teams. You can add different applications and work with it. One last thing I forgot to tell you, I will quickly talk about that, and then we'll wrap up the session. I'm sorry, I just missed that part. I just saw my to-do list, and I saw that I should have done that. So remember, we created a planner. So I click on the planner, I click on this particular planner, and see the plan that I have created. I can use that plan in my current Microsoft Teams. So what I did was I clicked on this plus sign, I clicked on this planner, I came here, create new plan. Here it was use an existing plan from this team, and I select the plan which is 15-day webinar plan, and I click save. When I click save, as you can see that this was the plan that we have created, 15 days webinar plan, and that plan is available here also. So I don't need to go to my planner to check what are the updates. I can come here and use this planner. I've created a tab planner. I can come here and use that. So friends, understand that we have different applications and all those applications can be created. Let me also tell you how Teams can effectively be used. Yesterday we spoke about SharePoint. Yesterday we spoke about SharePoint forms. So here somewhere I will have forms. So this is SharePoint forms and Power App. So somewhere here in this list, Power App will also be there. Now the idea here is that all the application which are available in Office 365 can be integrated into these tabs within each channel, and you can work with only Teams. That means, let's say if someone has updated planner, you will have to go to Office 365 portal.office.com and open planner. If someone has sent you something on SharePoint, you will go to portal.office.com, you will open SharePoint. If someone has shared something on OneDrive, you will go to portal.office.com and open OneDrive. Likewise, you will have to go to different applications. But friends, if all those important applications that you use day in and day out, if we add that to Teams in a respective channel, you don't have to go to any other application and you can manage everything from Microsoft Teams. Yesterday, while talking about SharePoint, when someone asked me the question about what is the difference between SharePoint and Teams, I mentioned that 60 to 70% of work can be done only on Microsoft Teams if someone wants to do it. You don't have to open Word, you don't have to open Excel, you don't have to open PowerPoint. All those editings can be done within Microsoft Teams. All the collaboration can be done in Teams. So friends, understand Microsoft Teams is an extremely important part of Office 365. So I hope all of you have learned a lot of things today. Let me take a few questions and then we'll wrap up the session. Meanwhile, while I take the questions, Prashant is sharing the feedback form on the question and answer panel. Now, before I go ahead and take up the question, let me tell you one thing. If you have attended yesterday's session, I could not answer one particular question, which was updating the data from an Excel file, from a link. That particular thing I could not do, not because steps were incorrect, but I actually, let me tell you what mistake did I do yesterday. I added Prashant as a owner of that team site. And because he was the owner, he does not recognize any restriction. And that is the reason when I put that restriction that Prashant should not be able to see the records which are entered by others, Prashant was still able to see. That is only because he was the owner of that team. The moment I finished the call and I just did R&D, it took me just 2 minutes to realize that Prashant is a owner, and that's the reason those settings were working. Otherwise, every step that I have mentioned is 100% perfect. As I have shared this YouTube channel playlist, I will strongly recommend you to go to this YouTube channel playlist, that is tinyurl.com/15-day webinar. There you will see this video. And I'm going to upload this video in next 45 minutes onto YouTube channel. The same video will be live. Only that part which I missed showing it to you yesterday. That was a slight mistake that I did, was that is I made Prashant as the team owner. Okay. So now I'm going to take up quick questions and then we'll wrap up the session. Sir, if we have not made any group in SharePoint, so how can we make a new plan? Okay, so I think I discussed it at that point in time itself when we talked about planner. Here is the option to private. I can create any new plan and I click on create and it is creating. I did not use that option of existing. Okay, sorry, I was little quick here. Last time I clicked on add to an existing Office 365 group. I'll just type the name and create plan, and that's it. I don't need to do anything else. How plan can be synchronized with Outlook? Okay, my tasks get synchronized with Outlook. So let me show you my tasks here. Generally my tasks get synchronized, but the complete list of activities do not get synchronized. Okay, so see, checking here, everything has got synchronized here, but my task also gets synchronized here. I'm sorry about that, I could not show, but see, calendar generally gets synchronized. See, all those activities that I have created are available here now. So that's automatic. If I have Office 365 home and student version, okay, SharePoint, Teams, and many other applications are not available in home and student version. See, this home and student version are individual licenses, and the Office 365 that I'm using is a corporate license. So these features, whatever features that we learned yesterday and today, most of them are available only on E3 plan or corporate small, medium, and small business plans. Yeah, we send the task from here to Outlook mailbox. See, it automatically gets synchronized with your Outlook, like I said. Okay, when multiple people work on a document, wouldn't that result in overlapping of content? Yes and no. Okay, now why yes? Let's say I'm working on an Excel file, you're working on A1 cell, I'm also working on A1 cell. So if I press enter first and you press enter second, your data will be visible, or your data will get saved, my data will get overridden. But when we both are working on A1 cell, we will get the notification that someone is already working on that cell, and who that person is, that also I can find out. On day one, we have seen that part. Yeah. So if someone is already working on that cell, I don't have any reason to work on that cell only. I can work on any other cell as well. So that's the simple thing. Will I come to know who has made what changes in shared document? Will version history be created? Yes, version history does get created. When you talk about Word and PowerPoint, you can see what changes have been done by whom. But in Excel, it is not possible. I have actually given the description on day one about version history. You can go to our channel playlist that I have displayed. You can go there and watch that video. How to create group, or to whom invite is to be sent so as to avoid writing so many mail IDs. Okay. So like I said, how to create groups, that can be done. We have AD groups in Office. So you can use that AD group, and let me also tell you, most of the groups are already created by IT team. So you just have to use the name, and you can use those groups directly into Planner and Office 365, SharePoint, and various other things. So IT department manages most of the work, but if you have to create a custom group for a specific small team of that particular department, which your IT department might not have done, you have to do a manual approach. There's no other way. Okay, so those were the questions I had to answer. And if there are more questions, you can go to my video on YouTube. You can write the questions over there also. I review the YouTube videos, and I will ensure that I'll answer most of the questions. So, friends, that's it from my side as of now. I hope you guys have learned something. Prashant has just now shared the feedback. I'll appreciate if you leave the feedback on our post. One thing that I have been repeatedly being asked, that I have little faster pace. Let me tell you, I have been working with a lot of corporates. When instructor-led training program, I talk very slowly. Even if online training is happening, I have a very slow pace. The reason I have to increase the space is because I have to talk about many topics. This is not a training program, but this is a webinar series where I will be talking about steps, features, and you will make a note of it. Otherwise, if you fail to make note of it, don't worry. We are recording every session and uploading it onto the YouTube channel. You can play that playlist as per your own pace. But it will be very difficult for me to slow down the pace, because otherwise I will not be able to cover the topics. So please forgive me for that, because yesterday almost 3 to 4 people have given that feedback that pace was high, and I have to keep the pace high because 1 hour. See, I have kept the session for 1 hour, but not even a single day we have been able to wind up the session within 60 minutes. So I'm overshooting the time, and if I slow down the pace, the session would be of 1.5 to 2 hours, which I cannot have that much bandwidth to increase the session duration that much. So, friends, I believe you guys have learned something. Please leave the feedback and do come back tomorrow. We have a very interesting session, which is OneNote. I love OneNote. I use OneNote every day. So, I'm sure you will also love it. So, that's it from my side. Thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow and for other sessions. Do forward the invitations that we have sent to you to other team members or friends or colleagues to be a part of this session. We still have the highest number of attendees that we have seen in all these 3 days was just 2000. So we still have more bandwidth. Like I said, Microsoft Teams allows us to host up to 10,000 people. So you can forward it to as many people as you want. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much. See you all later. Take care. Bye bye.